Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 956 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine's national futsal team won against France with a score 7-1, securing third place at the 2024 World Championship in Uzbekistan, reports Champion.com.ua. This became Ukraine's first bronze medal in history. During this year's Cup, Ukraine's team reached the World Championship semi-final for the first time since 1996, after defeating Venezuela 9-4, but ended up in a playoff for third place after losing 3-1 to Brazil. Later Brazil won in a match against Argentina and became a world champion. Dutch Defense Minister Ruben Brekelmans paid a visit to Kharkiv during an announced trip to Ukraine this weekend, reports Army Inform. The minister reminded that the city is just 40 kilometers away from the Russian border and Ukraine can only protect itself against this in one way, by keeping Russia at a distance. Later he confirmed that the first F-16 fighter jets from the Netherlands have arrived in Ukraine. Brekelmans didn't specify how many jets arrived, but assured that the rest of 24 F-16s promised to Ukraine will follow in the coming months. The Dutch minister also announced the launch of a drone action plan with a budget of €400 million, which envisages provision of advanced drones for reconnaissance, defense, and attack. Nearly half will be developed in the Netherlands. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the app where you are listening to this podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and others. This really helps more people to find out about the highlights from Ukraine and learn the truth about Russia's invasion. The Washington Post informs that the upcoming meeting of Kyiv's allies in the Rammstein format is expected to take new steps to support Ukraine, particularly its NATO integration, reports European Pravda. The Rammstein format, also known as Ukraine Defense Contact Group, unites defense ministers and other high-level officials from over 50 countries that provide military support to Ukraine or consider doing so. A Western diplomat noted that NATO countries are considering options for more concrete support for Ukraine on its path to future membership. The journalists noted that although those proposals may not fully meet Kyiv's immediate needs, they would still be an important signal. In addition, one Western diplomat noted that after President Volodymyr Zelensky failed to get missile restrictions lifted, Kyiv may receive some other assistance. In turn, Ukrainian officials are concerned that the upcoming US presidential election could jeopardize the continuation of military aid. Zelensky and his team are seeking to convince US President Joe Biden to support Ukraine's victory plan, which could go down in history as part of the former's political legacy. The Washington Post noted that the White House is cautious about making decisions that could affect the Democratic election campaign. President Volodymyr Zelensky reportedly intends to present his victory plan to the leaders of allied countries during the upcoming meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. Additionally, a Financial Times article released on 5th of October gathered insights from unnamed diplomats and public comments regarding potential scenarios for ending the war and Ukraine's NATO accession. Among the ideas discussed in the West was the possibility of Ukraine's admission to NATO using the West Germany model, when security guarantees would be awarded only to the part of the country controlled by the government. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, a non-commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better.
We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.